Hi, I'm Hal. Welcome to the first Wednesday story time with Hal. I wanted to let everybody know how I got started doing what I'm doing right now. And what I'm doing right now, I'm a foster daddy for homeless dogs. So let me have a quick opening video. I'll let that play. Before it goes live. So, in order for me to talk about why I'm doing what I am doing today, I guess I have to start with the dogs in my life. When I was growing up, my family always had at least three dogs in the house. Seemed like my parents were always bringing home another dog in a box. And they were just dogs, they ran out the house all the time. They ran up the street. They didn't need dog psychiatrists. They were just dogs. Well, I left home and I got my first dog around the age of 18. His name was Bandit. Bandit and I used to cruise on the motorcycle. Bandit was the most spectacular dog, and I was the most irresponsible dog owner. I probably did everything you could do wrong. He wasn't neutered. I lived in Heartworm Central. I didn't give him preventatives, and he got heartworms. And I didn't teach him to be better around certain people, but he is a good dog. And this is me around 1976, and Bandit is about 8 weeks old there. My hair was long then too. Um, Here's another photo of Bandit, little puppy Bandit. He was a Frisbee champion. We used to hang out on the beach and we used to make hats. It's the first time he went for a swim. I spent a lot of time in that little rubber raft, swimming around, catching dinner in the Florida Keys. He could jump. This was probably around 1982 or 3, the 4th of July.
Hey Hal,
Bandit. Yeah.
do you have a picture of Bandit?
Are you not seeing what's on the screen?
No.
Oh, I thought it was still in screen share. So let me go back here and get I thought it was on screen share. Okay. Glad it's just you and me this time and figure this junk out.
Good to have practice.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is my first dog, Bandit, my dog. Not the family dog. This is my dog. Got him when I was about 18 years old. He lived 17 years. Probably a very irresponsible time in my life. I met a girl in the Florida Keys, and she brought her dog down, and we were living in a tent in a campground, and her dog got pregnant. I think by every single dog in the campground, because there were 8 dogs, and it looked like there were 8 different fathers. No dogs looked alike. This is Bandit when he was probably about 2 or 3 years old. Really spectacular dog. So he learned to get on the motorcycle at an early age. He wasn't quite riding at this age. He's about 8, 9 months old here, and this is probably around 1976. Yeah. Here he is as a puppy. Bandit was a Frisbee freak. We used to go down to the beach and play Frisbee all the time. And we made hats. We lived in the Florida Keys for a few years, and we would go out in that rubber raft and paddle around, and I would go snorkeling and catch dinner and throw it in the raft, and he jumped out, so he didn't want to be in with dinner. He was a jumper. Well, 1984 or so, we moved back up here, and we got in a 4th of July parade in Annapolis. So I had just gotten a ticket for riding with my dog on my motorcycle in College Park. And my dad had a good lawyer who had a lot of fun with this in court. And he had me show all the pictures of Bandit riding. I was given a reckless driving charge. It was dropped. It was funny, but it's another picture in Annapolis. This was in a newspaper article they did. The photographer caught this and that picture. So after Bandit, I didn't have a dog for maybe 8 years. And then Honey Dog came to us at the age of 9. I think she was dog 0 and my first rescue dog. She lived with us 8 years. At the age of 17, she was no longer compatible with life, and she fell and got hurt. She loved to hang out in the suitcases when we went. She had a bed. She never really stayed in it. It was like that. There she is in her bed. I don't have a lot of pictures of her. I don't know why, but those are the ones we did have. And that's when we got her, she was at 9 years old, very puppy-esque. And today we have here this little dog who was stuck at the Baltimore County shelter, matted. And then he came and joined us here. Brody is a very boisterous player. It sounds like he's a pit bull. He just loves to growl. It sounds like he's mean, but he just loves to play. So this is Newton after he got all cleaned up. And Brody has been here since October, and he's looking for a good home. Brody is most spectacular, empathetic, affectionate dog that is just looking for the right match. His name before I got him was Gotham, and this was actually before I took him in. I brought him here for a week, see if he would get along with Saber. Saber was here then. And, he got along fine with Saber, and then I returned him to the family, and they were deciding whether to surrender him or not. And so he came back in October. I had him here for a week. They were going out of town, and I just needed to see. And then I needed to know if he was going to be okay with Saber. It turned out Saber passed before he returned. So while we're over here, I'd like to introduce you to my YouTube page. My channel is Hal Saves Dogs. As you get there, you can see sort them by video, but if you go to playlists here, every dog gets their own playlist. Every playlist is a story. And here's some. This is Newton's Freedom Ride. This is his first ride out of the shelter. What are you doing? Yes, he's a tissue nabber still. He's a tissue nabber. So, like to remind everybody, Home at Last Sanctuary is a non-profit public charity. We can't do what we do unless you help us. We rely on the kindness of strangers. This is the donate page on homeatlastsanctuary.org, and you can click on the donate. That will take you right into PayPal donations. PayPal does discount nonprofits. Brody, come here, Brody. Come on. Come here, Brody. And you can scan that QR code. I'll bring you to this page. I think this page has some links to our YouTube videos, which we were just there. And some of our successful adoption stories. If you click on Hal right here. These are recent adoptions. Princess and Edward, they had another dog. There was two that were adopted. That was Reggie. He got adopted. His name was Clay. He got along with everybody but the son over there. Didn't work out. Maverick. Jefferson was here when I went in the hospital. He was a good boy. Lolly. So I wanted to direct you to our Home at Last Sanctuary page. And you can also see our success stories. These are all the Home at Last pictures. That's what I call the picture when the dog goes to their new family. And then each one of those goes to their individual profile pages, I think. I just saw Jerry in Potomac the other day. There's Jerry. Just saw two of them and Jerry in Potomac.